it is January 1st, 2021, and I'm not great. We're back in quarantine. I've been feeling really down lately, and I've been thinking about my tab, and I just don't want to record myself doing my script from the first one and sit there editing and looking at my face, and it just sounds terrible. So I thought, while I was doing some thematically appropriate cross stitch, that I could do some embroidery, because I haven't done embroidery in a long time and I miss it, and it was fun. So I thought I could embroider a jacket with something that represents the pessimism character and something that represents the optimism character from my script. So I started looking through different flower meanings, because I really like embroidering flowers, and I stumbled across some different meanings for flowers, and one of the websites had the ones for mourning and the ones for hope right next to each other. I was like, you know what? That is what it feels like right now. I'm scared. I'm scared for my mom working in the hospitals, especially, and I'm mourning everything that's going on right now. I feel terrible for all of the family that I know is home alone, especially my Nana with dementia. She doesn't know what's happening. And I'm feeling mournful for the whole year that's passed, and I feel like nothing's happened in 2020. But I'm hopeful. We have vaccines coming out and new policies, and I'm really hopeful that things are going to get better. And so I wanted to do something with the themes of hope and mourning. So I still wanted to do a jacket, and so I picked out blue hydrangeas. White hydrangeas are usually what's used in flower arrangements, like funeral arrangements, but blue is like apology and mourning, and that just felt really right, versus like purity. So I feel like if there's anything that this year is not, it's purity. So I picked light blue hydrangeas, and then the background where the light blue hydrangeas is gonna be dark blue, and so I think that'll look nice. And then for my optimism, I picked sunflowers. Sunflowers are supposed to be for joy and optimism and hope, and I really think that that'll look nice. And then the background behind that, I'm gonna do in like that kind of like Van Gogh swirl. I think it'll look really cute. And yeah, I think it'll fit with what I'm feeling right now. So I practiced drawing out some. Here's my hydrangea. And there's my sunflower. And when I was drawing it, I was trying to be very mindful of like, even the shading is something that I could realistically do with thread. And I think it'll look good. So there's those. And for my concept goals, I already did costume design. I can't do costume design. So I'm picking, this is my concept art, check. Sketches, I can sketch out what the jacket's gonna look like when it's done. And a theater for a change, because this is how I'm feeling about pandemic. Yeah, I'm feeling good about this project. I think it'll be okay. Hey, okay, so figured out the issue to my problem with the square back, and that is just to not have a background, because I don't want to look weird if the background cuts off suddenly. So that took me 2 days to come up with. I'm a genius. So my idea is we're gonna have like a bouquet, and so like these will be dead on, and then they'll get like turned out both ways, and we'll have the hydrangeas on one side and the sunflowers on the other side, and then I'm gonna do down the sleeves some, so that's gonna be really cool. And then I practiced drawing, this one doesn't look great, but I got the idea, so that's all I really needed. I just kind of need to make them like smaller. And then, so I practiced drawing them turnt, the sunflowers. I don't need to practice drawing them turnt on this one, because like some of them are dead on, some of them are not dead on, so just where I put the dead on ones is gonna change. So that works good. So yeah, 2 days to figure out that solution. That's great. Hey, so it is the 4th, and I just finished doing the outlines on my fabric for the first 2 flowers that I'm gonna do, and I wanted to try those 2 first so that I could have something done by the due date. So I outlined them and I was getting ready to start embroidering them. Now here's the problem. This is normal embroidery thread, right? Normal embroidery thread, you take the end, and then depending on how thick you want it, you peel off a couple pieces of the thread to use. So, yeah, like that. So for instance, on this cross stitch that I'm working on, I used 2 pieces of that thread and it came out that thick. So there's no situation really where you need the full thickness of the thread. They just give you more than you need. The thread that I bought most recently was marketed as friendship bracelet thread, but it looked like embroidery thread, but it's not. Because you see, I took this baby blue here and I was trying to split it and it's just yarn. Like, you can't split it. It just frays. So I don't have any baby blue or orange. So we're gonna see how fast Amazon can get me some embroidery thread. Hey, excuse the pajamas. It's one of those days. It is drama class day, and while we were having our video, I was working on the sunflower, and so I have the outline of the sunflower done. I found some color changing thread that was the right color, so I could start on that at least. But my hydrangeas got almost completely erased while I was working on the sunflower, so I have to draw back over that. We have to wait for the rest of the thread to get most of this done, but it's going good so far. Guess what came in the mail today? So I am not going to have time to finish all of the embroidering that I wanted to get done. Especially because I have 2 other classes going on right now. But I'm going to do as much as I can, and I'm going to submit my rough work, and that's the plan. Heyo. So it is a day before my tap is due. 6 p.m. right now, and I did a chemistry test today, did good on it, and I'm working on my history essay. I've done 3 of 8 paragraphs, so, and it's due on Tuesday, so I'm really worried about it, but it'll be fine. In terms of my tap, I have my sketches and art done, but I was not able to get more done once I got the new thread. I've had a really busy week, and the thread came kind of late. So that's really upsetting, and I think that this is a big learning opportunity for me on managing time, but also not relying on Amazon to get me resources on time. Because I can't do that, apparently. and managing expectations with embroidery projects, because I forgot how long embroidery takes to do. This was like an hour and a half of work. So it would have taken me a long time to do the hydrangea and all of the leaves and everything. I'm still gonna do it, but I'm not gonna have it done for my tap, which is really disappointing. But yeah, it's been a rough couple of weeks. I wanted to go over, because I don't know if you're gonna be able to read this writing. I'm gonna take closer pictures, but basically all of that writing is me telling myself what like combinations of threads I was gonna use. So like, for instance, this is 2 pieces of yellow thread and 1 piece of color changing orange to white thread, and that's what I had planned for the outline. For the inside, I was gonna do 2 yellows and 1 white, so that it would just be like a little bit lighter than the outside yellow. And then I was gonna do highlights with orange, so I have just 2 oranges, because if I use less thread, then it's gonna look like smaller, like the veins, instead of like the outline, so that would have looked really cool. It's gonna do the same thing with the leaves, but have them be medium green and light green on this one, and then dark green on the other hydrangea. So that's what, yeah, that's typical for these flowers. I was gonna do lighter blue stitching into darker insides with white highlights on the hydrangea, so that you could like see like the juxtaposition of like, oh, this one's like lighter, like the sunflower would have ended up looking lighter and the hydrangea would have ended up looking darker, and so it would have helped to be like that past and present. Yeah, I'm really proud of everything that I've gotten done for this project, but I'm really bummed that that's all we're going. I think it really helped me though to like express emotions in a way I don't usually get to, because I don't do a lot of visual art. So it was a different way of expressing my emotions, and it made me really happy. It was therapeutic, and even if it doesn't get to affect everybody, it really affected me. I drew these hydrangeas when I was really bummed, and it was nice. And I like put in like my like sad, and then I drew my sunflower when I was a little happier. Okay. Thank me for my work. Peace out.